So hello everyone, and yes, I'm back. It's good to see you all again, and I'm really sorry that I've had a kind of 3 months hiatus here on YouTube. I've just been incredibly busy. Not only have I done a tremendous amount of traveling, and I've met a number of you as well, which I'll talk about here very shortly. I've moved home and I've delivered a whole raft of training. I'm involved in some author training where I'm actually going to be going to the Netherlands shortly and doing some technical author training. I'm doing some S1000D 101 training for a couple of project teams here in the UK to understand what they're going to get if they decide to contract for S1000D based technical documentation. And I've been doing some XR training. Something that I'm seeing a little bit more of an interest in is what is XR and how can we use XR, extended reality? How can we use that on our projects? How can we integrate our S1000D data into these environments? So I've been involved in an awful lot of that. So adding sort of the house move and all the training, all the consulting, and it's coming up to my 25th wedding anniversary. Sometimes is it Richard III's advisor or Richard II's advisor said, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." So I had to decide what was I had to focus on, and unfortunately YouTube took a little bit of a back seat. So I have been on some international travel, the first time for a couple of years, which is fantastic. So I'm going to do some additional blogs on these, but I went to the Eagle Users Conference in Tucson in Arizona. Never been to Arizona before, and I'm going to do a special blog on that, on what I learned and who I met and the kind of things that we did while we were there. And some of you there were saying that you're enjoying the YouTube channels and you're enjoying the stuff that I'm doing there, so I appreciate that. I've also been to the S1000D user forum in Renton, which was brilliant. It was just a really good event. I'm going to do a separate YouTube video on that as well, talk about some of the stuff I did on my downtime and the stuff that I learned. But I'm also going to talk about some of the stuff that disappointed me when I went to that conference. So make sure you like, share, subscribe if you're interested in that kind of stuff. But all in all, they were good. Both of them were really good events, and it was nice to see people again. Those of you who came up to me and thanked me for the YouTube content, and those of you who have made suggestions for what we should be doing here on YouTube and some of the other stuff. Actually, at both of those events, I did present on collaboration in integrated product support. I am going to record that and make that available either here on YouTube, or I'm going to make it available just to TDW Plus members. Not quite sure yet how that's going to pan out. So I've got a few blogs planned. So we're going to be looking at the general kind of S1000D user forum stuff and what I learned, and so I'm going to break that into two. What I did in my downtime, because there was a couple of things that, checking out Seattle was good fun. I'm going to talk about how a camel nearly killed me in Seattle, which is a kind of a good little story, and that'll just be a short blog, and I'll do that. And those of you who already I've shared the story with thought it was quite hilarious, so I'll do that for here. I'm going to do my key takeaways from the S1000D user forum. So what did I learn technically, and the presentations that I thought were the most interesting. And so I'm going to talk about, the stuff that Lufthansa Technik talked about, stuff that I've been talking about for a very long time. And these are consumers of information, are telling us what the problems are. So I'm going to be talking about that. Some of the, I've already mentioned the Raytheon user forum. I'm going to talk about some of the stuff that I learned there, some of the people I met there, some of the stuff I did in my downtime there, and what we learned. And I've got some stuff coming up on the S1000D process data module. This is something that is becoming more interesting to many people now. And I'll talk about what I learned at the user forum about the process data module. But the process data module is something that I'm involved in a number of discussions with some heavy hitting manufacturers. And we're looking at stepping up a process data module focus group and learning a little bit about, what the software vendors are doing and how you guys are planning, wanting to, avoiding the process data module. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned, make sure you subscribe, and you'll get access to that blog as I release it. In the UK here, if you are attending the DVD event, which is the MOD Land Systems event in September, I will be there. So I got only last week, my press credentials were sent through. So I will be there. So I know that some of my customers from the land system side are going to be there. So I look forward to seeing some of you there. And as I've mentioned, I'm still doing lots of training at the moment in terms of author training, 101 training, and those kind of things. So layer on top of that, I'm supporting a couple of fairly significant organizations identify software solutions for their organization. So it's all pretty busy times. So those of you who came up to me at both of those events and thanked me and then told me off for not actually being consistent on YouTube, I thank you. And this is hopefully me reigniting that and trying to give back to you the appreciation from my side to those of you who are sending me your comments and feedback. So just a little update to kind of break the ice and let you know that I'm still here. And hopefully in the next, what I'm planning on doing is actually recording a few blogs in advance, so then I can just keep on top of them, which is what all of the best practice videos tell you should be doing in any case at all. So yeah, if you're interested in any of that stuff that I have talked about just now, then please do subscribe and tinkle my bell, and you'll get notified when I release something. And yeah, social media is something that I'm not really on top of, and I should be on top of. So again, I'm Michael Ingledew. Hope you found that useful. I'm back, and next week I think we're going to kick off with looking at the S1000D user forum in Renton or the Raytheon user forum. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'll do something in any case. Those of you who are interested in more in-depth tutorials and training, do check out TDW Plus, which is our subscription service. And those of you who have been in touch and asked me for some additional training on YouTube, I will do my very best. Take care. Speak to you next week.